So for a long time, people have suspected that there's a relationship between cannabis and UVB. A lot of growers have used UVB towards the end of flowering to raise the potency, to improve the chemical profiles. And it's a little known fact, but the main reason that cannabis produces THC is as a natural UVB filter. Most cannabis varieties, which are psychoactive, they're either from the equator or very high elevations where the UVB level from the sun is very high. So you have the only psychoactive strains of cannabis come from these high UVB areas. Further north or south, southern hemispheres do not produce THC, and it's hemp. The reason is the high level of UVB in the light. The plant senses the UVB level in the light. When it senses light in UVB a little bit above the threshold, it tells the plant to produce more THC. The THC is a natural filter for UVB which coats the trichomes. This is a very effective protective device, otherwise it damages the plant's reproductive cycle and it won't grow to seed. So cannabis is the only plant we know of that has evolved this protection mechanism against UVB, which is THC. So at California Lightworks, we've developed supplemental UVB light for exactly that purpose. You use it towards the last 2-3 weeks of bloom when you have flower, when you have resin development in trichomes. You introduce a little bit higher level of UVB, you can increase your THC levels, and it tends to improve all of your chemical profiles. LEDs are not very efficient in the UVB range. They're very expensive and don't put out much power. So we've used our own custom designed fluorescent bulb. It's not an off-the-shelf bulb, it's a very high level of UVB. It's designed to go about 3 feet above the canopy and it will cover a 4x4 space. It has a special warning light so you know when it's on, because the light itself is not that much in the visible range, so you might not even notice that it's on. But the plants see it, they trigger that THC mechanism, and it's been very effective to increase the potency of any strain that normally produces THC. We sell this as an individual light, which hangs on its own. We also sell UVB versions of both the 550 and the 1100 in the SolarSystem series. It comes with a bracket on each side, comes with 2 of the UVB lights, perfect for a good UVB saturation over a 4x4 tray. We don't recommend that you use this during the whole grow cycle. We only recommend that you use it the last 2-3 weeks of flower. And even then, it doesn't really need to be on the entire 12 hours even. It could go 6 hours. A lot of growers will just do it the last 12 hours. But so you do not have to use it during the whole cycle. You put it on a separate timer during the flower cycle. So it runs on a separate power level and a separate cycle of timer than the LED light. These are also chainable, so you can daisy chain up to 20 of these. They're automatic voltage recognition, either up 120 or 240 volts. So you could run a long string of these from a single power outlet on a single timer. So it's been a very effective tool to increase your chemical profiles and THC levels. One thing we always warn everybody, UVB is dangerous, can give you a sunburn, it can especially damage your eyes if you look closely at it. It doesn't put out a lot of light and it might not even seem that strong, but it is quite strong. And it has about the same level of UVB as a summertime sun. But the sun, if you look at it, it's so bright you would never look into the sun. This is only the UVB element, so it's easy to look into it. So we never recommend having this on while you're working the plants or even in the room. That's why we have a separate flashing light. Turn this on when nobody's in the room, put it on a separate timer. If you have any further questions about UVB and applications, contact us through our website.